We are in my apiary. Bees are going nuts today, which is great. They're all going nuts, apart from that pink one there. Queen's not doing as well as I'd like. The fact that my apiary has made 6 new queens for me this year, and they've all been fantastic. This one, for some reason, she's not as prolific. Problem is, near the end of October, I went from a small nuke, put them into a full-size hive, thinking they were going to expand, but the colony hasn't really done that. So what I'm going to do, the plan is, having spoke to my trusty mentor Eric, take the frames out, reduce them to a 6-frame nuke, so it keeps them more insulated and warm for the winter. And it gives the chance for the existing queen to maybe pull through and see how she gets on in the spring. And if she doesn't, then we might have to look at replacing her. But I'm going to give her a chance anyway. So here you are, picture paints 1,000 words and all that. This is one of my F2s. Loads of bees out there. Look at all this ivy coming in here. Loads of activity on these nukes. Here's my Enel hives. Using both entrances on a really nice ivy flow. These are full to the brim. Can't even lift them up. They're really heavy. Same again across the board. This is the one I'm going to be condensing down. Notice how they're just using the left hand side. Bit of a giveaway, there's not as many bees coming in and out of this hive, so they don't need this space. So I'm going to condense them down, give them a chance. Here's the hive. We're only covering 6 frames. These 4, they're drawing them, but they're not really bothering because they just haven't expanded for whatever reason. The queen's just not as prolific. I've been feeding them and encouraging them, but it's just not really happened. It is what it is. So I could have had 2 options here. I could have taken these frames out, maybe put some insulation dummy boards in, but having spoke to Eric, the legendary mentor that he is, he told me to put them in a nuke. 6 frames there. My nuke's a 6-frame nuke, and it makes sense. Here you go. Typical frame. Brooding all stages. Nice digestive biscuit pattern. There's some stores on the outside there, look. Yeah, a bit of pollen as well. I mean, it all looks well, but they're just not utilising the space. Smoker's lit. This is my quality nuke from Griffith. What I've done here, this is the feeder. I've taken out this existing sort of syrup feeder area. Just chuck a load of fondant in there. Bosh. Shove that in. Gives them a little bit of feed for the winter. And it gives this colony a chance to get through and hopefully see them in the spring. There's the original hive. Can't see the queen in there. I'll shake the rest of those stragglers in. That's the nuke. 6 drawn frames. Loads of stores in there. Hopefully they'll get through the winter. There we go, all done. Condense them down into the 6-frame nuke. They know where they are because it's in exactly the same spot. And a bit of feed with fondant and more insulation there. They're more compact, so there's loads of eggs and brood in all stages. Hopefully I'll see this lot in the spring. Give them a chance. So the original bit of fondant I took off from this new nuke because they've actually got loads of stores in these frames. And just plonk that on there using my resources. A little bit on the light side, but look how they're covering all the frames. There's a fair bit of weight to this as well, so making use of my resources. This is the Enel feeder. Comes with these plugs. You can use them for sugar syrup in the summer, or if you end of the year and you want to give them a top up for liquid feed. You put the Hive Live mix in there, whatever you want, and the bees come up here and down into here. They drink it. It's transparent, so you can have a little cheeky look at the colony. And if you want to put some fondant over a plug, all you do is remove the plug, slap some fondant on there. Because it's got 2 plugs, if the cluster is mainly here, very rarely is because of the wind coming in, they generally tend to cluster at the back of the hive, but if they did, you could have the fondant and put it directly over the cluster, so easier for them to access. So yeah, this is the Enel hive feeder, and I put a bit of contact adhesive in here just to make sure this guard sits down properly, and it's a fantastic feeder. Fantastic hive all round, to be honest. So that's it for 2025. It's been a great experience. highly recommend anybody to give it a go if you're interested in bees. I just find it so relaxing and rewarding, knowing that you're helping the local environment and you're creating a nice organic food source for your family as well, and helping nature along the way. Things I've learned this year: don't go too big too soon. You never know what's around the corner with the weather. I went from 1 hive to 14 hives this year, and back in March, April, I had 14 nukes, and I thought I'll just keep letting them grow into the full-size hives. This year, after the spring flow, I noticed we had no nectar coming in. So you never know what's around the corner from a weather point of view. So my advice to anyone keeping bees is to do small changes or small adaptations to your apiary and go slow. Next year I'm probably not going to do many nukes at all, and I'm just going to appreciate what I've got so far and maybe do a few more and just be a bit more slow in terms of, you know, my expansion. I'm never going to be a commercial beekeeper, but yeah, I generally love keeping these bees. I've learnt so much from my mentors, so join your local beekeeping association because they have an abundance of knowledge. I've helped Molly with a bee rescue, and she's taught me a load as well. And yeah, it's just it's nice to know that you're helping nature, and it's so peaceful keeping bees. Thanks to Gwen and Griffin. Thanks to Lawrence for his queens. I bought 6 of his queens this year, and the rest of these queens have been F2s that have been made by this apiary. So yeah, go steady with your beekeeping, buy a couple of nice queens in, and you'll love it. Take it easy.